Good morning, everyone. Start with the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this beautiful day, and I just thank you for all the blessings you give this county. And Lord, just pray for the safety of the employees and the residents of Linn County. Just pray that you give the commission the opportunity and knowledge to do the very best for this county. Give all glory and honor and praise in Jesus' name. Amen.
I'll make a motion. We approve the minutes from July 13th, 2026.
I'll second that motion.
It's been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. I'll make a motion. We approve the claims in the amount of $728,211.23. That's my motion.
Second that motion.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Adds and debates? None? Agenda, are there any changes to the agenda this morning?
Yes, there needs to be an executive session, B2 attorney-client for 10 minutes, and then a second executive session of B2 with attorney-client privilege for 10 minutes.
Are there any other changes?
I don't have any.
I'll make a motion. We approve the agenda with the changes noted.
Second that motion.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
AMR? I don't have a report, do you? Did she email it? That's okay. Data for July 1st through July 19th. Blue Mound, 5 calls, 3 transports. Centerville, 1 call, 1 transport. Lacine, 21 calls, 14 transports. Fulton, 1 call, 0 transports. Mound City, 19 calls, 12 transports. Parker, 2 calls, 0 transports. Pleasanton, 22 calls, 15 transports. And Prescott, 3 calls, 1 transport. Total response time average would be 15 minutes and 7 seconds for all 3 districts. Thank you. Do you have the sheriff's report pulled up?
No, I don't.
Okay, hold on. I'm getting so sorry. Total prisoners in 70, total farmed out 0, total farmed in 46, 62 911 calls, 5,500 jail contacts, 789 calls for service, 29 civil service papers served, 19 VIN inspections, new cases open 28, 9 cases closed, 6 vehicle crashes, bailiff contacts 206, 3 livestock out, and 0 SRO calls for service. Brian, Fire Chief report.
Good morning, Commissioners. Brian Schroyer, Linn County Rural Fire. This last week we had 3 EMS assist, 1 power line down, 1 crash detection, 1 motor vehicle accident, 1 mutual aid call to Miami County, and 1 structure fire.
Thank you.
I've been speaking with the firemen about the payroll thing. I don't know if anybody's talked to you guys about it. They would like to go back to once a month instead of quarterly. I would like to see that too, if you guys are okay with it.
Do whatever you want to.
Is that the way we were before, was once a month or what? Okay.
Yes, sir.
We were, and in the meantime of the transition from our
Yeah.
previous fire chief to Brian, we found out that they had been not up to date paid, so we let Brian get everything up to date, got them paid, attempted and discussed possibly doing it quarterly. Several counties around us do that. Brian said he would go back and visit with the firemen, and they want to go back monthly. That's perfectly fine with us too.
I did. I got a few phone calls about that, and I just, too, that was questioning how we was going to do it. So
Yeah.
if that's what everybody agrees to, I'm good with the
Yep, we'll
back
go-
monthly.
Yeah, I didn't have any phone calls. I didn't know about it, so
All righty.
that's fine with me.
Thank you.
Have a good week. Emergency management.
Good morning, Commissioners. Linda Simons, Emergency Management. We are having an LEPC meeting Thursday. It will be which is the Local Emergency Planning Committee, and it will be in Pleasanton. We're having it at the Health Department at noon, and we're serving a meal. It is open to the public, so anybody that would like to come can. I have sent out an email, kind of a reminder to the departments and to the businesses that usually come, the cities. And I sent a questionnaire about the exercises that they would like to see. We've not had much of an exercise program in the last few years, and I want to change that. We need to be exercising our capabilities. And so I've sent out a questionnaire to them. You know, what do you need to exercise? And so we're going to put that together and hopefully have a good discussion about what everybody else needs, because it doesn't do any good for me to plan an exercise if it doesn't benefit those involved. So we're going to do that on Thursday. And then I had put out an email to all county employees that I would teach CPR classes. That's something that had been discussed previously but hadn't been followed up on. So I'd put that out, and I have enough people interested to have like one class. There's a class to instructor ratio that you kind of have to follow. So I've got one class about full, but it will be free to county employees. And so we'll do that and come up with a date and a time that works for everybody. So other than that, I don't have anything, unless you've got something for me.
I don't have any.
I don't have anything. Yep. I don't have anything else. Thank you. I'll make a motion. We go into executive session pursuant to Kansas statute 754319B1, non-elected personnel for 10 minutes with the commissioners, Linda and Chastity Ware, County Clerk. That's my motion.
I'll second that motion.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Returning at 9:20. There was no action. I make a motion to extend for another 10 minutes.
I'll second that motion.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Returning at 9:35. I don't know what's wrong with that clock. There was no action. I'll make a motion. We go into executive session with the two commissioners and the attorney for attorney-client privilege pursuant to Kansas statute 754319 B2 for 10 minutes.
I'll second that motion.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Returning at 9:46. There was no action. Do you want to go into budgets?
That's fine.
All right. You want to come on up? You ready? We'll have the health department budget. Do you have anything with what I was asking for? What
I
budget
do
month?
not have a packet ready for you. I can put one together after visiting with David, who is helping us with the budget. He did share that there's not actually a packet that is given to you ahead of time. The department heads will need to present their budgets. You will attentively approve or not approve their budget. So then he can take what they are requesting and you are approving or not approving, and then be able to decide where the budget needs to go for the county as a whole.
Okay, so I'll speak for myself. How we had it last year, when Scott Lloyd brought in everything, we had it in front of us. We knew the mill levy, we knew everything. We had it all in front of us where all the departments were going. I feel like I'm seeing the budgets presented to me and I'm just kind of doing this on a whim. I have no idea where I'm really at. So I personally would rather see that. Jim, I don't know where you're at, but we're accountable for all the money. And I feel like I'll hear you. I heard district court, and it's like I don't have anything in front of me to kind of decipher. It's not your problem. It's not. It's just as a county, I want to see what we saw last year.
Yeah, like, but in your budget, is the salaries in it? I don't see the salaries here on the page I'm looking at, I guess.
Mhm. Yep.
Okay.
You want me to show you where they're
Okay.
at?
Do you have it? Yeah, I'll go ahead and take your papers
Yeah,
too.
and
Yep.
I need to apologize because I noticed this morning, like on my income, I had missed putting some income on mine. So if you're looking at this page, would be like full-time salaries, that 247, 122,
Okay.
and then overtime, and then part-time. It was just broke out as opposed to one big chunk.
Here's what I'm looking
Okay.
at, is your proposed budget.
Oh, okay, so you
I
gotta
got it
go,
going down.
nope.
Okay.
So you
Over,
see-
slide over.
You see,
Okay.
no, you see all these
Yeah,
little tabs
okay,
down here?
okay, there's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, I see it now. Yep, okay.
So I need to send you an updated copy from what I updated this morning because I had missed putting the remainder of our WIC income for this year and then my proposed WIC income for next year. So that was a big difference. So I guess I just need to know, do you want me to go through all of this line by line? What do you want from me?
I don't know.
Or just tell you where I'm at and then once David's able to put it into the whole.
Like, to me, I don't like the way David did it. I just don't. So if I'm requesting something, Jacqueline, can I have it presented to me in a certain way from the clerk? Regarding the budget, if I want something, I can ask for it.
If the commission wants,
If the commission together wants it.
yes, ma'am.
Okay. Jim, I just need to know if you want to see it or if you want to just do.
I'm gonna send it. I'll tell you what, I've been on the phone lots of times this week with people interested in this, the KPI of coming down and having a workshop. And all they're going to do is talk about places we can, if we choose to cut the budget.
Well, and that's the thing too, we had
And
asked
it's
for
our
Dave to
choice.
come in and I had messaged Chastity about that too, it's like, I thought we were going to see him in here and then we
I
kind of let that go, which is fine if he doesn't, but if we have the time, but we're just getting so short on time as far as putting this all together. I just feel like I haven't seen hard numbers, total budget, what we're working with. And when I see district court come in and they didn't increase, which is great, but I need to see it in front of me. I can send you an example. I think I did send you an example.
You sent it to me Friday afternoon, but there was no way David was going to have that prepared for this morning. So I will forward that on to him. But I do want to give you an update in regards to David Trebet. He and I spoke on Friday morning. He is more than happy to come down and provide what he will call a workshop or a town hall. He can do it the week of August 10th or August 17th. He will speak to the public and be informative. He would ask that we invite all elected officials. He will not provide exactly what needs to be cut, but will share ways to go about doing it.
And I understand that that's something that we would have to decide if that's what you choose. If we choose to do this, the cuts are going to have to come from right here. He's not going to tell us what to cut, right?
Correct.
So,
And he suggests that be an evening situation, not a commissioners meeting.
Well, to be honest with you, I don't have a problem with him coming in. But I showed up to the last meeting and I heard what he had to say. And it was zero balanced budget. The commissioners had done a great job. This really falls on the schools exceeding revenue neutral every year, over $3 million for the past 4 years, I think it was. The county hasn't increased at all for 4 to 5 years, or exceeded revenue neutral rate. So he didn't tell us to really do anything. Now, I'm okay with him coming in here because the only thing that really needs to be publicly known here is how the schools and the libraries and all of the things local, they have their own taxing units. They can do that. They can exceed revenue neutral themselves. So it's more of a education for the county to listen. And if it's just the same people that show up to listen to Dave and I'm the only one that shows up to get ripped by the community, I'm not interested. I'm not.
I had a mental health meeting to go to.
Oh, no, it's fine. I probably need.
I didn't go because I had a mental health meeting.
I mean, it was just myself and Dawn Epps, and I'm just kind of like, no, I'm not doing that again if it's an evening. If he wants to come in here and explain to the community how we've stayed revenue neutral and it's increased because of all these other taxing entities within the county that we have supposedly no control over. So they can increase, they can go to their school boards, they can approve it. And then it comes to us and it's our responsibility to collect the money.
Mhm.
No matter what they
We have no
approve.
control.
We have
over
no
what they're
control
taxing.
is what they say. But ultimately the commission approves the entire budget. So my question to the attorney was, do we have any control for stopping that? And I think the answer is no.
No, the taxpayers could go to the school board meetings to talk to them about the school board budget. Any of the taxing entities do have public meetings, and so it's for the public to attend, those meetings.
But the entire county could show up and say we don't want to increase, and the school board could still vote a different way.
I mean, again, ultimately, same as the
Yeah.
commission.
Yeah.
You guys have, the buck does stop with you all for the county's budget, but for the individual taxing entities' budgets, they're responsible for their budgets.
And I will tell you, with the meetings that we've had with the townships and cities, there's only one out of 20 plus that is not going revenue neutral. All the rest of them are.
And stay
They're going above revenue neutral.
above everyone's, all its
Mhm. Everyone else is going above.
schools and everything.
So it's like we get, as a county, blamed for all of the increase, but we're the only one trying to stay revenue neutral. Sorry, Amanda, I know you're here for budget. Go ahead.
Would you just like for me, here's what I'm going to do. And then I'm going to do what I have in my head. And if you have questions, then we'll go from there.
Go for it.
Okay. So my proposed budget for 2027, for payroll, like I was telling Jim, I broke it out into basically my full-time employees, overtime, and then my part-time employees for a total of $301,894. My contractual and utilities is at $71,193. $1,099, and that went up from last year by $6,498. The reason I increased that was our insurance had gone up. We now have to pay yearly for our electronic health record system, and then just a little extra funds for our generator because we've seemed to have quite a few issues with it this year. So that's why I increased that number. My commodities are at $55,010, and that was an increase of $6,600 for postage, emergency supplies, and then funds to include the additional grants that we hope to receive, the Frontier Credit Grant and then the John Helen Barnes Grant. So my total budget for 2027 is at $428,098.08. And then on the income side, and like I said, I updated these numbers this morning, so I will, when I get back to the office, I'll email you a new copy. But my proposed income for 2027 is at $227,932.
That's with grants and everything, or?
Mhm. Yep,
Now I see there's a 3% COLA. You had the COLA figured on your.
I did. Yep. And then I did not, so I have a capital outlay line within my health department fund, but I also have a separate capital outlay fund that currently has $20,000 in it. And I was not adding anything to either of those. But after meeting with David, and I hope I'm saying this right, that he had explained at the end of 2026, if I still had money left in my budget, in my health department fund budget, that I could do a transfer of those funds to my separate capital outlay fund, just to put basically funds away for our building, generator, anything that might be a large expense like a vaccine fridge, that instead of that money basically just going away, that it could be transferred to that other fund, where it basically sits in cash until it is spent.
So where do you want to see?
From hers, I'm just looking through it. It looks pretty good.
Yeah,
I
so-
have questions like I look at like the Canva subscription, just wonder if is there a nonprofit that we could use so you don't have to pay for that, or how many chat GPT subscriptions do we have in the county
Oh,
as a whole?
yeah.
I'm not saying I wouldn't approve that. I'm just gonna
Yeah.
look at that moving forward with other people.
Okay.
See if that's something that could be countywide. That's all.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, there should be tabs at the bottom of that workbook that
Yeah.
have where I've put or where I've pulled all these different numbers from.
yeah, I see it. It's very organized as usual. Thank you.
Welcome.
I don't feel like I have any questions right now. Do you, Jim?
No.
Off the top of my head, I don't.
Okay. I had also sent this to David so he could basically put into what you were asking for, that overall budget, to see where we're at. If, how much cash we have to operate on, if we needed to levy a tax. So I sent that to him, but I'll send everybody the updated copy that has that income that I had missed on there.
Okay.
Okay. Well,
Thank you.
I guess let me know if you end up having any questions or if you want me to.
We'll let you know if I
rework
need
it.
to come back.
Okay. Thank you,
Thanks.
guys.
Have a great week.
Mhm. You too.
Register of deeds. Ready? Good morning.
Okay, I'm kind of like Amanda. I don't
Yeah.
really know what you want. First time up here.
We have it in the SharePoint, I believe. Let me look at it. Let me pull it up. You can start going through your line items if you want, though. You have it pulled
Okay.
up, Jim?
I'm getting in there.
Okay.
Just go ahead.
Okay. So the salaries, I did put the 3% COLA in and a two-step raise for the two girls. So that did raise. I just have so let's see, the grand total is going to be like 6,000 higher than it was last year.
The folder's empty. Should you have, sure. I told her it's empty. Hold on
Yeah.
just a second,
Okay.
Debbie. It's okay.
Did you send it to me electronically or is it just?
Did you email it over to her?
Pardon?
Did you email it to her?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have one extra copy? That's it. Fine. I was just gonna say we would look at it.
I can give it to you. You guys
No,
can
it's
look
okay.
at it.
No, you're fine. I'll let her find it. Okay. Okay, that's fine. Just make two. Thank you. All
Sorry, I
right. Sorry,
kinda
Debbie.
Put some scratches on that one.
Okay, you can go ahead. Sorry about that.
Okay, so the wages are up. The difference is without the COLAs, 4,472.57. But the figures under the 2027 has the COLA and the two-step raises in there for the girls. So my budget went up 6,000 and some from the previous year. And then the first page was the total fees collected for 25. And the reason for the well, mainly it was payroll, but because we went from 2 part-time to 2 full-time. And then, of course, with postage going up and everything going up, that's why it raised.
Do you have anything, Jim?
No, no. We need to tentatively approve these, don't we? We always have. Just tentatively approve them.
I don't remember that. I just remember seeing them.
I think we do, that we actually,
Either you send them back with proposed revisions or you approve them. Or
Right.
you identify areas where you want them to be more specific or whatever. Or you can table it until.
Any questions about the budget?
I don't have any.
I don't have anything. Looks good to me.
Hey, thank you.
Thanks. Have a good week.
You too.
Chris Martin, IT. Good morning.
I'd like to start with a monthly update, if that's all right. Year to date, 828 tickets have been opened. We've closed 815 of those. In the last 30 days, we've had 6 after-hours emergency call-outs, set up 7 new computers around the county, completed the emergency operations room transition. We're working on the emergency radio inventory and maintenance. Working on upgrading our current SQL server, but we're going to use existing server assets, so there won't be any cost. We're just moving from one SQL server over to a newer one that we already had. It's not new, but it's newer. We continue to work with Linn Valley regarding the antennas on their water tower. We installed and programmed the new TAC ops repeater at the K7 site. We're currently testing on that one. We picked up e-waste from multiple departments around the county. We're working with the mapping department to upgrade their software. We fixed an electronic door strike issue in the jail booking room. We've completed firmware updates on all tower equipment. We do that about every 6 months. That's a lot of updates. We're assisting district court with jury trial setup for this week, and I think they've got some coming up in a couple weeks as well. We fixed the Wi-Fi equipment on the 4-H building. When they did the metal in the roof and stuff, they had taken equipment down. And some of that had gotten damaged, and we had to run some new cable through the building and stuff, but we got that put back up. So the 4-H building is back online for the county. We replaced some failing hard drives in NVRs. That's the network video recorders. There was 4 that we replaced this year so far. We worked with a Microsoft partner to get some government discounts on our Microsoft licensing, and this will save us approximately $3,600 this year. We were able to lock in a lower rate for the year. We installed a new copier in the appraiser's office, and we're currently working with emergency services to set up equipment for the fair. So that's what I have updated ones.
Okay.
Would you like to move on to the budget?
That's
Do
fine
you-
with me.
I'm sorry.
That is fine with me.
Okay.
Are you good, Jim?
Yeah.
I'm fine. Go ahead.
Do you have it there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've got it pulled up here.
Okay, so we actually went down on our total budget. I guess everything remained roughly the same other than what we anticipate, a 5 or 10% increase that we would see on a cost. Some vendors will say they'll limit us to a 10% increase. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. There's nothing new on here. Do you have any questions? I guess the big one, and I tried to, I don't know, did you see the description sheet that explained the items? The one that says the VM server for the backup domain controllers and database server. So as you know, last year we budgeted $15,000 for one server that needed replaced. As we come up into April timeframe, those costs skyrocketed nationwide due to the memory. So what we had budgeted last year, I was able to, we backed down the processor a little bit. We did some stuff, and I was still able to stay under that 15,000 for the 25 purchase. But on the 26 purchase, on the 27 purchase, what I'd like to do is put in a third VM server, which goes along with our existing 2. Now I'm budgeting 20,000 on that, but that would replace 4 or more servers. So we're actually taking physical server assets instead of replacing those individually. Replace all 4 or 5 of them with a single VM that puts it into our existing infrastructure. It's more resilient and it's more cost effective by a long shot. So that's the server request on there.
Do you have anything, Jim? Specific questions?
No, not right now, no.
I don't have anything right now either.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Have a good week.
Just as a reminder, there was something about microphones. It was brought up last week.
For the court?
I think for district court.
They talked about getting the grant money for something to
Yes.
replace.
So that's the one that you guys approved that we had asked about because they were getting the grant. It has been ordered, but we ordered that 2 weeks ago, something like that, but it's a special order item. So
They talked about it there in their budget. Yeah.
okay. Yeah, it has been ordered. I just hasn't shipped to us yet. I looked last week. Apparently there's 4 items in the kit. 2 of them they have, the other 2 they're waiting from the manufacturer. But yeah, it's been ordered. In fact, I had to use the clerk's credit card in order to purchase that for that
And they
amount.
talked about the sound in the courtroom. So now I reached out to the architect too, and he won't answer my phone now.
So I did talk to the district court clerk Thursday. We went in there because they have these jury trials this week. And what I can tell you, it's not a sound system issue. It's not the mics. It's not the speakers or anything like that. The room itself has a little bit of a bounce to it. It's a big room. There's, in my I don't want to say non-professional, my layman's opinion, there's not enough soft surfaces. And we would need somebody who is knowledgeable in that to know what products to use to absorb the sound. What it appears is happening is if you were standing in there and the entire system is off, this is what we did Thursday, and I talk at a reasonably normal or loud voice, you can hear a bit of a bounce coming back with no mics. Granted, now we go turn the mics on and what do? We just amplified that. So the bounce becomes more noticeable, right? They did put some panels on the back wall. I don't know where those came from or what they're made out of or anything like that. Even if I did, I don't know if they look nice. They do look nice. I'm sure there is some value in those. My guess though is that they need more sound absorption because there's a lot of, the gallery area especially is, for lack of better terms, they kind of look like church pews, the big long benches, they're all wood, but they're just solid. So when the sound comes down, we believe that it's actually just hitting all these solid surfaces and bouncing all over the place. So they would need somebody to look at that and say, hey, here's what I would do. Here's the products, here's this, here's that. Because we've done this in a small room in the jail. They had an interview room that was really echoing bad, and the recordings, you couldn't hardly understand what they were saying. So we reached out to an internet company, but that was such a small room, and it's just a rectangle, right? Where the district court's a beautiful room, but it has some interesting caveats to the ceiling and the way it's designed. I'm sure all of that's going to impact, it's just a simple thing like you would go into say the 4-H building and put up a bunch of stuff, or where it's just a large rectangle. But that would also be my next thing is the courtroom is a very nice looking room. We go putting a bunch of stuff up. Somebody who is an expert could certainly give us an idea on what might not only look good but perform correctly. And my understanding in talking with district court clerk and with Judge Purvis, I believe they have somebody coming this week who is doing something, and they're going to come during maybe the jury trial they're having, so they can sort of assess the room while it's in use. Now, granted,
Sound engineer or something.
Something. Yeah, they didn't tell me who or where they were, but they have something to do with the other counties putting some equipment in. So that I'm just relaying that to you. That wasn't, I don't know who they are or any details about that.
Okay.
But we did make some adjustments in the hope of mitigating what is there now, but everything's a balance. Obviously, if we turn the speakers down, let's say, you're going to get less perceived audio bounce, but then people aren't going to hear what's being said, right? Because turn the speakers down. So, but if we turn them up louder so that people hear better, well, you might get more bounce. And there's nothing we're going to do about that by tomorrow for their jury trial. But When you do add that many bodies in the room, they're going to absorb sound as well. So, hopefully that'll help mitigate some of that for them. But we did go through the whole thing and we tested all the zones in courtroom A is the main one that they're talking about. Does that help?
Yeah, they were going to be looking into sound engineer, podium mics, and then I just made a note. Once that's done, if we want to ask Goldberg what happened, see if he'll pay for something, I don't know, but, or just let it go. I don't really care. This has just been ongoing forever. So I'm just kind of like, let's get this done.
Yeah, I guess if I could offer, I don't really think that it would be, it's a big room with a lot of hard surfaces. And I think we're just going to have to absorb them one way or another in order to get that to stop. But I think the first step is obviously getting somebody in there that knows what products, and because like I said, what they hung on the wall, it looks good and they are a nice size and all that, but I have no idea what that's made out of, the thickness of that or what its absorption qualities are. When we hung the stuff in the jail, which was nowhere near as critical as this would be, right? But I even found that the way that it gets hung on the wall, some products are directly screwed to the wall or have a bracket. Others are floating. The floating options are considered better because it's not transferring that sound into the studs of the wall, right? Those are the kind of things that an expert would be able to help them determine what would be the right thing to do.
The only thing I had on your under IT was the .gov emails and email signature lines for the county as a whole.
Okay, so the .gov, we have the .gov. We are setting up new users with .gov right now.
Okay.
We've talked to the department heads about transitioning over to .gov. There's some complexity that we didn't expect, specifically with commission. The way that you log into your computer is tied. It's a Google account that's tied with our Microsoft, which is where we are, right? Well, if I just go right now, this happened to me when I did it for my own. If I change it to .gov, your login quits working, right? Basically, all the stuff that kind of lined up to make that work didn't. So for sure, what I can do, if you want the .gov in a short order, I can make your .gov a secondary email. But in reality, I think for you, planning and zoning, there's a bunch of public works. They got tablets and things that are all running. It's because of the Google on that. A lot of cell phones, all of our cell phones are linked up, like the clerk's cell phone is connected with her email. So that's the reason I've kind of slow rolled it a little bit. We did IT, we started all new people with .gov. We're doing sheriff, all their people. He wants to do .gov as well with Linn County KS. So we're going to kind of manage that as well. No, absolutely. That's what it is.
If we're on the same page, that's where we're going.
Sure.
Great. If not, I was just going to take it off. So.
Yeah. Yep. So we're definitely doing that. We're in the process of that now. As far as the signature lines, that didn't work out that well. In an attempt to automate it, it didn't. It basically kept applying signatures maybe where we didn't want it to. And it would apply it at the bottom of the email. So what would happen is the automation would, every time I would send an email, it wouldn't put it on the message that I was on. It would put it clear at the bottom of the email, and they would just stack up down there, and it looked really bad. We tried to find some way around that option to do it, and there's nothing that's free per se. If the commission wants to dictate to the departments, hey, here is the format that you have to use, that's your prerogative.
Yeah, I think it was mainly the fonts, the colors, and the logo, making sure that was consistent with our county logo. That was my concern, but that's been quite a while ago. So
Okay.
Do we want to worry about signature lines? I mean, I want to make sure we're using the right logo. I want to make sure that we're using correct colors, probably not hot pink, something that looks professional as a county.
I mean, you all did that with the vendor that you used to establish the logo and the website and all that stuff. And so if there's not a macro that he can send out to the employees to, fill in on their individual signature thing.
Well, that's what I had sent you, kind of how the state of Kansas put that out there. It's just, here it is. Here's the fonts. All you gotta do is copy, paste, and then put your information in.
Could you send that again? I
Yeah.
don't remember getting that, but that has been a while ago. So,
You're right about that. I will definitely look into that.
yeah. Yeah, if it's that simple, then
Yeah,
I'm-
it wasn't, and it wasn't even something I would say, it wouldn't apply to the sheriff. It was just kind of within department heads, like you were saying. I just
Okay.
need to, I'll try to find that.
Okay.
Send it to you again.
Okay.
Do you have anything else, Jim?
Nope.
Thank you. Have a good
Very
week.
good. Thank you.
Public Works? Good morning.
Morning, Jesse Walden with Public Works. First thing this morning, JD Hanley is here. He's our new Public Works Director that I'll be spending the next few weeks with. Come on up and say hi.
Good morning.
Hi. Morning.
Hi, JD.
It's Jesse's a good man. He's been good to work with. Everybody I've crossed paths with so far has been very polite, very professional. I thrive on challenges and problem solving, and I have just entered the realm of that. So we've went through a lot of stuff the last week. I come up and attended the planning and zoning workshop last week. That was very informative. They were productive. Jesse and I have toured a lot of job sites. One in particular, we went and looked at 1175 in Reese. I didn't get to see the project before it started. I looked at it in the midst of it. It was a big washout on a road, and I just want to say those guys did a real good job building the road back up with some good clay, packing it in real tight. I think that should last for quite some time. Also had a complaint north of Trading Post last week. A ditch had filled with gravel and stuff. I went up there and looked at that. The operator did a real nice job pulling that gravel back out on the road and getting a nice ditch cut so it'll drain. So still a lot to go through, but I think we had a productive week. We're making progress. So I think it should be a pretty seamless transition, hopefully. So.
Awesome. Thanks, JD.
Thanks.
Welcome.
I sent the agreement back with Keller Craig for the right-of-way acquisitions for the old military bridge. He's working on that. As soon as I get something back from that, I will send that forward to you. I contacted Evergy about our agreement with them. They're working on that. When that gets taken care of, I'll send that back out. One of the big things that we got coming up is our courthouse boiler. We either need to fix it or replace it. I'm just requesting permission to go out and get quotes for this because I know it's going to be spendy. Either way we go on that. So if you're okay with that, I'd like to go out and get some bids to see what it's going to cost to repair that or replace it.
Okay, I would prefer we go back to, and maybe I'm wrong on this, the Heritage Grant, where we were presenting to them all of the repairs we needed to do to our historic courthouse, and then we would get a certain percentage back from that, from the state of Kansas. That included heat and air.
Okay.
So for me, I think it's September, Jesse, that they. I
Is
can't
that when
remember. There
everything
was
has
like
to
a
be
workshop.
submitted?
I can't remember. I think that was the workshop was September. But it's on the tabled agenda items. Heritage Trust Fund, start looking about around June. Applications are due in November. Free summer workshop. But that
If you
included
mind getting with
everything.
JD and I after
Yeah, I
the
can
meeting
do
about that, that'd be great.
Are you in favor of? See, all right. If you go back, we did the Heritage Trust Fund. We were going to do it. We didn't do it.
We missed the
Then we
deadline.
missed the deadline, and then we had the money that was sitting there, but we never did the repairs, so we never got the money back. So now we made a motion to cancel the application that we had on file. We were gonna do the workshop, and then we're gonna go back and do all the other things for the courthouse.
This something has to be done before winter.
We would sure like to get this done before winter.
Well, the applications are due in November. However, if that's part of it and they approve it, it could,
Can we go ahead with the process of looking into what it's gonna cost before
I
that?
would like to get in and see what it's going to cost to
Probably ought to do that.
replace it or
Is-
fix it.
boiler the direction you wanted to go?
What else would you have in mind to put in there? The boiler system's already in place. We have all the steps already plumbed in there. We did have CDL look at it earlier this year. We can replace that unit and plumb it back into all the existing plumbing that's already there.
It's dying technology. So I'm trying to
Oh, I know
figure
it
out
is.
if, we should make the move to central heat and air. That's where I'm at. If we're gonna keep the courthouse, we need to move forward with updates.
I won't disagree with that.
Let's start with Heritage Trust Fund,
Okay,
the grant.
okay. Yeah, if you want to give
Let's
us
just start with that.
after the meeting, that'd be great. Give,
Are you okay if I talk to him about Heritage Trust Fund?
We can look into, like I said, we may get bit before, need the heater before
yeah.
that all
Do
happens.
do you want him to go out to bid for that then?
I'm just saying we can.
I'm okay with that.
Go out and bid and see what it costs.
I'm okay with that if you are. You can go out to bid for that, but I would also like to look into Heritage Trust Fund.
Yeah.
'Cause
Okay.
That's what we had made a decision on over a year ago.
Okay, we will look into that. I was waiting on a quote from Cat to repair one of our graders. They did get that back to us. I did send that to you. I did stop and talk with our mechanic this morning in the South Shop. I thought he was going to still be gone on military leave for the month, but he's going to be here this week. Asked him if he could do this. So I won't need you to approve that because Cat will not be working on it. We'll just get the parts. It'll be within my spending budget to fix that grader. It's a one-day project, so he was going to go pick parts up and get working on that grader so we can get it back out. So that one, you don't need to worry about for approving Cat to fix that since our mechanic's back this week.
Okay.
The overlay project is still scheduled to start the week after Labor Day. I did late Friday afternoon get a date of when they're going to start to replace the culverts on 1095. We've got an ad over to the paper, so that'll be published on Wednesday. We're going to get that on the website today. August 3rd, they're going to start the 1095 culvert project. They planned for 4 weeks just due to weather. It may go quicker than that. So we'll make sure that gets on our website. And like I said, it'll be in the paper so the public is aware. We will reach out to the bus garage, make sure that they are aware of that also, of when they're going to start that with school coming up.
Are there detours posted as well?
There will be detours posted. Yep, we'll get that taken care of. I sent the patch costs for the culverts and for the bridge approach to each one of you, so you know the money we're looking at to go ahead and start on those. We're going to hopefully start on those at the end of the month. And we'll start with the bridge up there by the power plant and get those approaches taken care of, and then we'll work down towards Blue Mountain and Centerville. And if you're okay with that, I will tell Todd to go ahead and get the oil ordered so we can get moving on these projects and get these culverts and roads patched.
I'm good with it.
I'm fine with it.
Thank you. On the military bridge, are we going to go ahead and replace that bridge, or are we just going to wait and see what our costs are with our right-of-way acquisitions? The only reason I ask, I sent back out the CFS engineering to do the geological survey, the bore test in the ground, to see so they can get that on their schedule to start that project.
We thought it would stay within the budget of the grant money, right?
Yep, so the repair of the replacement of the bridge will be within that. But the geological test, the engineering right away will all be upon us
Right.
to make those purchases.
I mean, we've come so far.
I'm good with going
I'd
on.
like to finish.
Okay, I will go ahead and get this signed and sent back to the engineering firm so they can get that scheduled in to do those geological survey. Other than that, that's all I have for you unless you have any questions for me.
I don't have anything.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Have a good week. I'm gonna come back to you. You good? I'll open it up for public comment. A citizen desiring to speak on any item not on the agenda may do so at this time. Discussion is limited to 5 minutes and the commission will not take action. Items introduced under public comment may become agenda items for a later date. Anyone available? Go ahead. Just state your name, please.
Yeah, good morning. My name is Josh Framel with Clearway Energy, and just wanted to pop in today and provide a little bit more information regarding our proposed transmission line in the northeast corner of the county. I'd sent some information late on Friday.
Okay, thank you.
And this is a pretty detailed rundown, so I apologize for, I won't run through everything on here, but I just really wanted to emphasize today is, some of the questions that have come up regarding applicability of transmission lines regardless of ownership. And so put this memo together to really highlight that regardless of if a transmission line is owned by a utility or is a private generation tie line, it's still required to meet, and our proposed line will be meeting federal and state requirements. So what we try to do in this document is lay out some of the background as to what applies, why it applies, and that it will apply to this line as well. So there really is not a difference from a construction, design, safety, energization, and operation of this line to any other line in Kansas. So more than happy to answer questions on that. I just wanted to present that and provided a copy to other folks. But as I know the county is concerned about safety, wanted to emphasize that we are as well. We'll be following all of our federal requirements, state requirements, regardless of, again, who owns the line.
I'll read through it. This is the first time I've seen it, Josh.
Yes, totally understand, and it's a good one, but
It's a long one.
no, it's a long one.
Yeah, I'll get
So
to it though.
thank you so much. Appreciate any opportunity for questions when that's appropriate.
Okay, awesome. Thanks, Josh. Have a good week. Anyone else? Hello, Rick. How are you? Good to see you.
Rick James, your state representative for District 4, and I just want to come to you today and remind you, there's two topics. One's not so good, one is good, and the one that's not so good is attendance of commissioners. And I would hope that when you take a job like you, and I've sat in the seat just like you have for 2 terms, that you take it serious enough to attend the meetings continuously, as many as you can make. And I don't say that because I missed a bunch of meetings, because I didn't. And I think that's very important. You represent over 9,500 people in our county, and we're dependent on you to make good decisions for us. Whether we like what your decisions are or not, it's important that you all 3 get to sit there and debate that. And we do that in Bourbon County has 5, and they have their issues as well with different things. It's not only just that, it's our volunteers that we pick to be precinct people or we pick to sit on different meetings that we're failing at people, our people here, because if you think about the SEK, Southeast Kansas, we can't even put it together a meeting because we don't have enough people. They won't show up. So it's not just about turning in names. It's about the names you turn in have to want to really represent our county as well. So I would hope that we could do a good job. We only have one representative or one commissioner that's running this time. Commissioner Hightower is not. It would be good if he's not going to show up to go ahead and resign, and let's get the new guy appointed. He has no competition at all, and see what he can do. But I just wanted to emphasize, it bothers me when we cancel meetings or we only have two people trying to decide on what's right and what's wrong in our county and how we can make it better. And you have new people coming in and new old people going out. So I hope that we could get that changed and fixed. The good thing is it's election time. And early voting started in different counties. I didn't check this morning to see if it was here or not, but we have a constitutional amendment that's very important that I would hope that whether you're a Democrat or Republican or unaffiliated, you can all vote on this amendment. And that's how we select Supreme Court justices. And I will tell you from a conservative side, I will vote yes for it. I think it's important that we be able to elect. Is it the best way? It's a better way than we have now with attorneys appointing each other to the Supreme Court justice system. So with that, I think the fair is coming up, and I hope you all enjoy our county. I do as much as I can, and thank you for everything. You have any questions?
I don't
I
know.
don't know.
Oh, thank you.
Have a good week. Anybody else? I'll make a motion. We go into executive session. Oh, sorry. James, are you here? Oh, you're here for, okay, old business. Okay. I'll make a motion. We go into executive session for 10 minutes, attorney-client privilege with the attorney and the two commissioners pursuant to Kansas statute 75-4319 B2.
I'll second that motion.
Been moved and seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Returning at 10:50. There was no action. I'll make a motion. We go into executive session pursuant to Kansas statute 754319B1, non-elected personnel, with the clerk, the two commissioners, and Linda Simons. 5 minutes. That's my motion.
I'll second that.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Returning at 10:56. There was no action. I'll make a motion that we hire Linn Simons for the emergency management director position full-time, same rate of pay, $25.22 an hour, annually $52,457.60 as interim. That's my motion.
I'll second that motion.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Do you want to speak first or you want to go to executive? If you have things to go over, we can go over them first. It's fine.
I just wanted to remind everyone that the polls are open for early voting at the clerk's office from 8 a.m. to 4:30 every day this week, next week, and then 8 a.m. to noon on Monday, August 3rd. I have reached out to Midwest Public Risk and K-Camp in regards to the RFPs that you requested. They are gathering information and going to get that back to me. I have an email here in regards to economic development. Attending, get the exact title of it here, just a second. It's called the Keys Event, August 10th and 11th in Manhattan. They're trying very hard to have an e-community represented from all the counties, and Linn County is the only one that's not there so far. And so I shared that with the e-community board, and they reached out to Ashley Allen, who is interested if you agree to allow her to go. So that would be, looks like $129 for a hotel room. Conference fee costs nothing. Should have a roughly $124 in mileage. So you're looking at roughly, and then I think she would have $40 for the one evening of stipend. So roughly 200 and maybe right at $320 for her to go if you are okay with her doing that.
So we're giving her $40.
Yeah, that's for meals and such. That's in our
For
handbook
days
to
and
provide.
meals.
Mhm.
Yep.
What was the 124?
129 would be the hotel room,
Oh.
and then roughly $124 for mileage.
Mileage, that's what
Mhm.
it was, okay.
This would come out of economic development budget. So
Is she in favor of taking the trip?
yes, she is.
Jim, thoughts?
You say we're the only ones, like Miami County sending them something to just an individual?
She's going to be able to learn about the youth. Isn't you can
It's,
go over it.
it's
I don't
called
have
the
it with
Keys
me.
event. I'm not exactly sure what all that entails. It's just called the Keys event in Manhattan on August 10th and 11th. Janet had sent me an email.
We've got money in the budget for it, I mean, already for this year.
I'm in favor of sending her. I was also asked to get the e-community login. I got that. Chastity has that. It's $80. That was the payment that was due in June, on June 15th, to keep our e-community status nonprofit.
It's good for 2 years.
The $80 is good for 2 years.
Okay.
Are you in favor of Chastity paying that
No, I'm fine.
for us?
No.
I'll make a motion that we have Chastity pay the $80 e-community fee through the Kansas Department of Revenue.
I'll second that.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. You got the login, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or know how to get the login?
Yep.
If not, I can. And then, let's see. Did you say 320 max?
Give or take. Yes.
Was she okay with just the $40?
Yeah, that's what our handbook says
Okay.
that will provide.
So I will make a motion that we approve Ashley Allen to attend the Keys workshop for e-community for Linn County not to exceed $320 total.
I'll second that motion.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
And then the other thing I have is with Jesse transitioning out of his position, I was asking for approval for JD to have a credit card in the amount of $10,000, just as Jesse had. And if so, I will move forward with getting a credit card for him.
I'll make a motion that we approve JD Hanley, Public Works Director, to have credit card limit of $10,000 approved.
I'll second that motion.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor say aye.
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 And then same for Sean Tuggle, Fire Chief.
10,000.
Mm-hmm.
I'll make a motion. We approve Sean Tuggle, the credit card limit of $10,000 as the fire chief. That's my motion.
I'll second that motion.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor say aye.
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 And that's all I have other than my executive session.
I'll make a motion. We go into executive session for 10 minutes with the two commissioners and the clerk pursuant to Kansas statute 75-43-19 B1, non-elected personnel, 10 minutes.
I'll second that.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Returning at 11:14. There was no action. MOU? Is that you? Are you here? What are you here for today? What were you here for today? Oh, just observing. Oh, okay. I didn't know if you were on the agenda. MOU, let's see. I think it was over the Evergy bridges.
We're still waiting. We sent it back to them for revisions, and so we're waiting.
I'll just keep it on the agenda for next week. Vicious dog resolution. Oh, okay. That's fine. You good if we start with Mike Murray?
Sorry, what?
You okay if I start with Mike Murray? Mike, just state your name at the podium, please. Good morning.
Mike Murray, 130 West Sugar Lake Drive, Mountain City, Kansas. And again, thank you guys for your service and your deal. I sent Chastity a thing. I don't know what she got it, but I just got a
Yeah.
couple quick questions. Really, what I've found out about is I've got a concern about judges letting people go with almost no bond or anything on continuing DWI charges. I know you guys aren't a judge, but that's an accident waiting to happen. Sooner or later, we're going to lose a family if this trend continues. I just wanted to express that I'm really concerned about that. And I think the lenient policies that we're seeing in Linn County is really a detriment to all of our citizens that abide by the rules. And I got no problem if anybody wants a drink, but they don't drive, they don't belong behind the wheel of a car. And they can get by with it a while, but sooner or later, somebody's gonna die. I'd really hate to see that because of some policy and maybe payola or wherever it's coming from. So I just wanted to express that and kind of put it on the record again. And hope that maybe sometime when you guys have some time, you could really look into that because I do think it's important for the community. And of course, my last deal, and I'll just take a minute, and I know this is outside of your realm, but I just do have an express concerns about the homeowners associations that prioritize the roads and stuff like that, which I live in, and we have bad roads. I'm really worried about wastewater management. Again, I've talked to that a couple of times. And I'm also worried about fire and police emergencies and stuff. They can even get to the scene. Now, granted, the roads in Hidden Valley have gotten much worse than they are in Linn Valley. But wastewater management is still a concern of mine. And I hope sometimes when you're not dealing with budget crisis like you are now, you could look into something like that a little bit better. And again, thank you for your time. It was a great summer and stay cool. I appreciate you giving me an opportunity to say this. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mike. James and Jenny, you guys ready? This is discussing the vicious dog resolution for Linn County.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
Jennifer Cummings, Planning and Zoning. You'd asked me to shorten and make the resolution that I had done the first time more enforceable so that one person can do it. So I did that. Did you get a chance to read over it?
No, I didn't. I don't think. I don't. Not.
Okay, so we did that.
You have a hard copy in here.
That's it.
That's it.
Mhm.
Copies.
Is it under PZ?
Do they have it on SharePoint?
Yep, they should be on SharePoint.
Okay.
And I can go make a couple of copies real quick if you want me to. You want just a hard copy?
Hold on just a sec. If she can't find it, I'll pull it up here.
Do you need a hard copy? Want me to just get you a copy?
Yeah. Could you get us a hard copy?
I only have the claims.
To you guys as well.
Mhm. Okay, go ahead.
You can speak on it. I'm reading through it.
It's really much the same. I just condensed it. It gives us a little bit of enforcement if we do have an issue with a vicious dog, some fines to impose. And the other thing that I wanted to focus on was the amount or how many dogs you can own.
Kind of sets a guidelines of rules to follow.
And it does exclude stock dogs and hunting dogs, you know, if you're somebody like that, you know, and they're working dogs.
Okay, I'll just start reading it for the public. Declaration of a vicious dog. A dog may be declared vicious when a complaint is received and investigated. Number 2, evidence supports the determination. The owner receives written notice, and the owner may appeal to the Board of County Commissioners within 10 days. Requirements for vicious dogs. Once declared vicious, the owner must. Who declares it vicious? Who can?
So,
Codes enforcement.
yes.
And will it be you or will it be?
Yes.
So you're gonna have to go out.
Correct. And I've also been in touch with Dirt Road Rescue, and they're willing to work with us any way they can. And I also contacted the sheriff of Lacey, the
Yes.
city
chief.
They're getting ready to build a new dog pound, and they would be willing to work with us, whether we rent a stall or, you know, however it happens.
Would code enforcement officer, that would just be you. Do you want to add the sheriff to that?
We would assist, we would be assisting agency, but
Okay.
it would be her
Her.
and we'd only go with her if she
Okay.
requested us.
Okay, I'm fine with that. All right, so requirements for vicious dogs: confinement, keep the dog in a secure enclosure or fenced area that prevents escape and public contact. Now, B, restraint. When outside the enclosure, the dog must be on a leash or under control of an adult. Identification, the dog must wear a collar and tag identifying the owner. Notification, the owner must notify code enforcement within 24 hours if the dog escapes, bites, injures a person or animal, is relocated or transferred, or dies. Prohibited acts, it is unlawful to allow a vicious dog to run at large, fail to comply with this resolution, interfere with code enforcement. Number 7, or section 7, seizure. A vicious dog may be seized if it's running at large or the owner fails to comply with this resolution. The owner is responsible for all impoundment costs. Section 8, penalties. General violations, up to $500 per violation. Vicious dog running at large, up to $1,000 per violation. Bite or attack. If a declared vicious dog injures a person or domestic animal, the dog may be seized pending review by the Board of County Commissioners. Section 9, limit on number of dogs. Maximum number without a conditional use permit. No more than 4 dogs over 6 months of age may be kept on a property without a conditional use permit. A cup for 5 dogs or more. Any kennel, breeding operation, or similar activity. Exemptions: working farm dogs and lawful hunting dogs are exempt from the dog limit requirement. Nuisance conditions: all dog owners must prevent excessive barking, unsanitary accumulation of waste, odors, or conditions affecting neighboring properties. If any part of this resolution found invalid, the remainder remains in effect. Okay. Are the violations coming to you in codes court?
Yes.
Yeah. And then it'll be up to the judge to impose the
fine?
The fine.
Okay.
Mhm. With a maximum limit of what was
500.
declared.
Well,
Yeah.
first offense, yeah.
Yeah.
The maximum of 4 dogs, is that limit on number of dogs? Um, should we put some sort of a like a rescue agency? List that on there as any kennel breeding operation or similar activity, so they wouldn't have to come in for a cup. I think that the cup is going to get. I'm not interested in that.
I'm not interested. I'll tell you what, I think this is just gonna create a lot more work for you. That I'm not certain you have time for it all. When you start getting the complaints.
But I do know it's an issue because we have dogs that, and when they get into a pack and we have people that aren't taking care of them, and when they're hungry, they may not be vicious dogs, but they become that way pretty quickly. So that concerns me, and I just thought it would be good to have some kind of limitation. But whatever I just think, I think it's probably a good idea.
I'll tell you, for instance, we had an individual that had, I believe there's like 6 dogs. They didn't have any way to take care of them. They surrendered them, and then come to find out they got 6 more and still don't have the means to take care of these animals. That's what we're running into in these lake communities and things like that, that people are getting dogs after dogs after dogs and have no way to take care of them. And they're not, well, they're breeding, but they're not registered breeders. They're not breeding them to sell them. These dogs are just, established out there. And that's one of the problems, that if somebody wants to legitimately say, I need 5, I want to have 5 Labradors, you can limit it without them coming to the commission, and you can evaluate it on a case basis of, is this person legitimate and they're housing these dogs and they're well taken care of. I mean, you can give the conditional use permit power, I guess, to Jenny to accept the fact that, hey, this house has, 5 dogs, they're these breeds, and we know this. That way, I mean, those aren't the people that we have problems with. It's the people that we have problems with are the ones that, bring dogs home, and now they've got 2 dogs, and then they've got 4 dogs, and they got 6 dogs, and they got 8 dogs, and well, those aren't my dogs.
And I've recently had a couple really close calls, because you get out there to inspect something, and next thing you know, and when one starts barking, then they all
But I mean, I guess conditional use permit could be separated from, so nobody's confused that it's a conditional use permit, that I've got to go in front of the commissioners, and you can change the wording on that as far as, a permit or something like that. Special use permit. You can change that. That way it's not confused with our conditional use permits, like a salvage yard or a tower, something like that.
On page 1, on declaring of a vicious dog, are you in favor of that the owner may appeal to the Board of County Commissioners within 10 days? Because she can say it, and then she'll give them a notice, and then they can come here and appeal.
But
like, we're not gonna have any information.
But you'll have the documentation of why she declared it a vicious dog.
Okay. And then,
So there should be a case number attached to it.
can nuisance conditions go to the judge?
Yes.
So it's court?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
The only, section 9 is the only one I'm having a hard time with. Other than that, I'm pretty much okay with it.
If they can't afford to take care of the dogs, how are they gonna pay the funds?
And it's not like I'm going to everybody's house and counting the dogs. This would be people that we're having an issue with or somebody has a report.
Okay, so,
I'm good with everything except for section 9 so far.
well, not all of section 9, just the number of dogs. We'd still want the conditional use permit for kennel breeding operation.
You want a
similar to-
conditional use for that?
I believe that's state also.
Correct, but
Jason.
he's talking about A and B. That's what you're talking about. In section 9, you're talking about A and B.
Okay. And you just
Okay.
want that stricken?
I just think it's going to be really difficult to get a cup in front of the planning and zoning board or us. Is that what you're thinking? Planning and zoning and then us?
Or what if we did call it a special use permit and then it was just issued by me? Because that really wouldn't be a planning and zoning.
I know.
It'd
That's
be
what I was trying to
more
explain. When I
code.
see cup, that means you're taking this.
So if we call it a special use permit?
Well, I was saying, if you say cup, we're doing a newspaper notification. We're going to.
Just like the
zoning.
exemptions as far, working farm dogs and lawful hunting dogs, who's gonna determine that? I mean, who's gonna, you come to my place and I say, I use them to work my livestock.
Yep.
I mean, it's, there's just things in this that I think we've, it's gonna be
Okay.
hard to prove, I guess.
I was counting my dogs.
No, I understand. I do. So you want those two stricken?
I think that I would prefer that B and A. But you do see an importance on the limitation of dogs.
Yeah, because
That's
you could
the-
have 3 house dogs and 3 cattle working dogs, and you're at 6 dogs.
Yeah.
And the cattle working dogs are exempt, so, I mean, yeah, I understand that.
Okay.
The interpretation.
Then where are you at on
of the
it?
rules.
Are you wanting to pass anything? Or are you wanting to?
I'm not right, not today, I'm not going to.
Okay.
I don't want to.
I feel like what you put together is good enough for me to make a decision with some of the cup.
Well, we can come back, right?
Yeah.
Put it on the agenda for next week. We'll make the modifications. That way it's
Yeah.
in there.
Is there anything else you want?
Well, it's just like I say, if we go down to these fines, all we're doing is creating codes court for somebody that can't afford to pay the fine. I mean, if they can't afford to take care of the dogs, we're gonna put fines.
It's the same thing, Jim, if they can't afford to get their septic tank pumped and we go and put them
I
in
know
codes
that.
court.
I mean, pretty soon we're just costing the taxpayer money more and more, and there's
Yeah.
no way of recouping our funds. I mean,
No,
that's,
there's no resolution to it, no.
no, that's what I say. We're just creating more government work. is
So
what
are
I'm-
you saying no dog ordinance?
As of right now, I don't want one. I just continue the way we've been doing myself, because until we work, I just think there's a lot of issues in this that,
But Jim, what we're attempting to do is remove the old resolution that is there. So if we need to, we just need to remove the old resolution because it's not, what?
Sure that the earlier one was already.
Okay,
the
all
old
right,
resolution's been removed.
We did
Okay.
remove that.
We've already
Okay.
removed it
I wasn't sure.
weeks ago.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
I think it's important to have something revised. Me personally, I like this, minus maybe section 9, or something, but I don't know. Wait a couple weeks.
I'm good with where we're at right now. I'll tell you what, I think we have a lot of other issues in this county that's bigger, that's creating us more troubles than this right here myself, but that's where I'm at.
I don't need to know either way. I mean, it takes a lot of time to
I
through, and so
I
if I
understand
don't
what you're
need to, then
I'm happy with what you've given me. It may not be in the next couple weeks, but I would make a motion to just table it, and we'll keep this
It needs to be.
in our file and move forward at a later date. They don't have to do any more work on it, but if we want to review it, we've got it. Are you good with that, or
We can table, that's fine.
I'll make a motion that we table the Linn County resolution for regulating vicious dogs. That's my motion.
I'll second that.
Been moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Well, I appreciate all the hard work that you guys did on it. Once we have any answers, we'll bring you guys both in. We're gonna make a motion.
okay.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Have a good week.
You too.
Okay, on the Dave Travert, do you want to, what was it? Travert? Travert? Do you want to go ahead and have him in during a meeting, or do you want him to come during an evening, or do we want to say yes or no? I just want to give.
I don't think he wants to come during the meeting. I think he wants to have a town hall type deal and have people come to it.
Only reason he does not want to come during the meeting is he doesn't want to be put on a time restraint of
Right,
like
I
20
understand
minutes.
that.
He
That's
wants
what
to
I've been
thoroughly
told.
be able to explain and give all the details that he can. I was on the phone with him for over 20 minutes the other day, and he gave a really cool little explanation just in the 20 minutes that I was there, but I could see that he could literally have gone on and
He
even
can. I've
thoroughly
listened to
explained it. So
2 or 3 years ago, I listened to him and listened to him in the meeting.
What do you want to do with that? Do you want to go into a town hall again? And
Well, if we do it, that's what we need to do. That's
how
what-
much is he going to charge?
it's free.
And we need to make sure we do it on an evening that we can both be there. And do you want to have it here in the commissioner's annex room?
I'd say we probably need somewhere bigger than this building itself, but maybe not.
You may need to coordinate with the courts or with the school to do that, or a community center or something like that. But also, if you all are going to be there, then you're going to have to advertise it as a meeting,
There's a meeting, yeah.
even if it's a workshop.
Just a workshop to listen to him. We still, if all three of us are
Two, if there's a quorum of
2
you.
or 3, yes.
There's been a town hall so-called meeting at 4-H building as well before.
Those dates, that's after the fair, right? The dates would be okay there. I don't care where you want to have it. I mean,
I don't care. I'll listen to him again.
I'm good with setting up something for it. I mean, that doesn't bother me. I mean,
It doesn't
but
bother me
but like
either.
I said, it's going to have to come back to whoever's sitting at this table is going to have to decide what we do. He's not going to tell you where to cut or what to cut. You got to decide if we choose to cut. Is what I'm saying, Alan. It's got to be decided right here. It's I think he can tell us a lot of things like manpower, comparable to counties, how much manpower we have, how much money we spend for certain things versus other counties. It's comparable sizes.
And that's where I feel like maybe if we were prepared on exactly what the county would want questions answered, because I didn't feel like we got a lot accomplished during the meeting. I felt like it was a lot of arguing back and forth with the community on taxes. I didn't feel like, I guess where I'm at, it's like, I will have another meeting, not a problem. We can have another town hall. But it just turns into yelling throughout the audience, and I'm really trying to get something accomplished with the budget. If he can help us with our budget and look at some things in detail, I would love that. What are your suggestions? But I don't know.
How do you want to handle it with him? Or do you even want to mess with it? I mean, I guess you're saying you don't want to listen
Oh,
to that.
I'm totally fine. He can come in. And in the community, if that's what they want to hear him come in again, that's great. All I'm saying is when I left there, nothing really got accomplished.
Well, that's what I say. It comes back to what's right here at this table. So what decides.
Well, and I say it when I'm saying nothing got accomplished, let me rephrase it. It was what he was telling us is that the commission as a whole, we've done a great job. We haven't increased, we haven't exceeded revenue neutral, we haven't, I mean, The only thing he told me was to do a zero-based budget, which we are for our budgets this year. That is the only suggestion that he gave me. So I'm just trying to understand what now would he tell us? It is important that people show up to the schools. It is important that they show up to the township meetings and they say no for increasing taxes. That's what's important. Maybe the county, as the commission, we can help facilitate putting out Facebook posts that say, hey, Valley Township is meeting tonight at this location at this time. Their plan is to exceed revenue neutral by this much, or whatever it is. Or if it's the school board, USD 344 is meeting this night. They want to exceed revenue neutral by this much. This is going to cost the county this much. Please show up.
You know,
No one shows up to these meetings.
just like a few years ago, and I've stated this before, just like the school resource officer, and I want to state I am not against the school resource officer program. But the way we take the money and split it back out, and then these schools just keep raising their budgets. And we're helping with the resource officer program. You know, Prairie View takes the money that they get in their district. And then we take the money that we get from the power plant back to the county, and we turn around and give them 3 resource officers in a school district that's one of the wealthiest in the county, and you're probably the poorest. So you're taking money that should be distributed clear across the county and giving it back to the school district. See what I'm saying?
Well, and that's another thing too, years ago, and Jacqueline, this might be something that I'm going to need your help with. I've mentioned it before. I'll mention it again. How do we get the taxing unit for the power plant to have their taxes be split by all 3 schools and not just Prairie View?
You can't.
Is there a possibility that cannot happen at all?
That's a state level. We don't have control over that at the county level.
So that taxing unit will always get Prairie View. And if we split to 5 and we split the districting, then that could change.
Split to 5 what?
Like if we had talked about going to 5 commissioners years ago before I even got in here, and David Lamb had prepared the new taxing unit, and Prairie View was out of the taxing unit. It was Linn Valley.
That wouldn't change the school tax.
No, not yet, unless Linn Valley decided to build.
That wouldn't change the taxing unit for the school district. It would stay the same even if we had 5 commissioners.
What night did Dave say he could be here in August?
The week of August 10th. The week of August 10th or August 17th. My personal recommendation would be August 10th because school will start the week of August 17th. So I don't know which night he would be available to come. So you may lose out on some individuals that maybe have kids attending school or going to school the following day type of deal. I think the best option is I could just reach out to him and find see what dates he has available exactly, and then send that to you guys in any email.
August 10th is fine with me. Go ahead and do that.
That's
The
fine.
week of the August 10th, I'll reach out to him and
And then are you getting notifications? I know that you said you were getting, like when the schools were meeting to exceed revenue neutral or the townships. Every time you get one of, are those emails coming into you to put in the paper? Do they have to do that or do we have to do that?
they put it in the paper.
They are putting it in the paper. We have no control over what they're putting in their paper.
No, because it just has to be put in a certain amount of time prior to their public hearing.
And then all you do, you receive the money, you just.
I received the document, and then when the money does its thing, that actually, it technically goes to the treasurer's office.
Right.
And she disperses it 4 times a year.
Right.
But when you're saying you know that all the townships are exceeding, where is that coming from?
They brought me their letter. They have to provide a copy of
It's
the
like
Can
it's
we
budget
get those
just-
in a folder to see who all is
Mhm.
exceeding?
We have no control over that, though, none of that. We
I
have-
understand that, but I want to
Cities-
be able to go to the meetings. And you're saying they're just being put in the newspaper then?
There was some put in last week, and I know there will be one put in like the week of August 19th. They have to be done before September, the
Well,
meetings.
just like with Dave Trevert, that's who should, our cities, our school boards and everybody should come to this, of what we're doing if we do this right now.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We need to invite them to
We
come.
do. We need to invite them all.
I'm in favor of sending out an invite. That's great. Let's set a date with Dave and hopefully they will show up.
Well, you know, set it for August 10th then, is that the date?
Well, that would be that
The
week.
Okay.
Yes.
You check and see? Okay, what else we got?
I don't think I have anything else.
I don't have anything.
Let me make sure. No. Jacqueline, are you good for today? Chastity?
Good.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second it.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye.